Welcome to This Explainer. We often think of history as just a simple timeline of dusty past events, right? But every once in a while, a single, solitary mind peers so far past the horizon that their words sound less like science and more like, well, prophecy. Today, we're jumping right in to bridge historical genius with our modern-day technological anxieties. We're going to explore how the exact same mind that decoded the physical universe somehow foresaw the exact same existential dilemma we are facing right now with artificial intelligence. Okay, let's dive into this. 1931. It's a timestamp that holds a genuinely profound secret. So what exactly did one man see that the rest of the world completely missed? That specific year stands as a massive pivot point. And I don't just mean in the history of nations, but in the entire timeline of human thought. Section 1. A Vision from 1931. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer gravity of what was happening. If you look at the collective human focus of 1931, the world was completely consumed by the looming threat of war, global politics, and honestly, just sheer survival. That was the loud, immediate drumbeat of the era. But then there's Albert Einstein. While the entirety of society was just trying to survive the decade, Einstein was looking a whole century ahead, totally zeroed in on the future of human intelligence. Section 2. The Great Warning. When you really consider the source of this quote and the specific era it came from, it drops a massive, heavy anchor right into our modern conversations about tech. Listen to this. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. Wow. I mean, this wasn't just some passing off-the-cuff observation. It was a profound diagnosis delivered by a man who understood the fundamental mechanics of the universe better than absolutely anyone else alive. Let's move to and see how this builds, fast-forwarding from 1931 directly into our present reality. Think about a world deeply focused on survival back then versus where we are today. We are utterly dependent on machines. We are literally living in the era of rising artificial intelligence, where we rely on algorithms to do our thinking for us. Honestly, that warning from almost a century ago, it feels way more accurate right now than at any other point in human history. Section 3. Predictions becoming reality. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that as a critical thinker, you might be asking, why should we treat a philosophical warning from a physicist as actual prophecy? Well, let's look at this rapid-fire, undeniable catalog of his fulfilled predictions. The guy wasn't just guessing. He predicted black holes and time dilation decades before we even had the basic technology to prove they existed. So when a mind with this kind of undeniable track record, someone who was consistently right about invisible forces, when he makes a prediction about technology and humanity, yeah, we absolutely have to listen. Section 4. Genius meets mystery. So we've established his scientific genius, right? And we've looked at his philosophical warning. Now we bring them together for a very modern kind of existential question. What if Einstein wasn't just a scientist? Just think about the sheer magnitude of that idea for a second. Historically, we tend to put him in this neat little box. You know, the chalkboard, the crazy hair, the complex equations. But what if his actual role in human history was vastly more complex than that? What if he was actively warning humanity? If you connect his historical genius directly to our modern AI anxieties, I'm talking about our digital cities, these massive computational networks, and everyday machine learning, well, obviously he didn't foresee the specific microchips, but he absolutely saw the trajectory. He saw the cold math of human ambition completely outstripping human wisdom. So the crucial point is the chilling realization that the future he imagined is happening right now, like right this second. This isn't just a fun theoretical exercise anymore. The rising artificial intelligence, our incredibly deep dependency on machines, that really unsettling intersection of human thought and artificial output, it is all here. We are quite literally walking through the very door he pointed at nearly a century ago. Theory Nova, where genius meets mystery. I really want you to just sit with this final thought for a moment. We've traced a direct line from a highly distracted world in 1931 straight to the highly automated AI-driven world we live in today. So the ultimate question left for us is this. Are we actually going to let our technology permanently exceed our humanity? Or will we finally heed the warning of the man who saw tomorrow? I'd encourage you to think deeply about that the very next time you interact with an algorithm today. Thanks so much for joining me for This Explainer, and remember to always keep questioning the world around you.